the love for hip hop is not the same. Let me explain. I understand that most people that listen to hip hop, they have an artist that they love or a certain sound that they love amongst hip hop. Hip hop has grown so much that you don't have to just listen to one sound to understand that it is hip hop. Hip hop has so many elements to it, and hip hop has evolved so much that it is hard to sit here and say that hip hop is this one thing now. Now let's start there. Hip hop being this one thing. People like J. Cole, for example, who is very big on trying to bridge the gap. This is why he called himself the middle child, because he is a part of the generation that loves pure hip hop, the hip hop of boom bap, New York style hip hop, if that makes sense. But then you also have the side of J. Cole that also wants to embrace what newer generation is doing right now. And I think that is a beautiful way to do it. That is the way to continue to keep hip hop as big as hip hop can be. And that is something that I feel like has been lost in these few years. You can't just have one person that is embracing the younger hip hop crowd, culture, artist, whatever the case may be. And then the rest of the OGs aren't able to embrace that same culture. Also, on the same side, you can't have this younger culture coming in not having any respect for what the past cultures had and brought to get us to this point of in hip hop where we are having these conversations, knowing that hip hop is going to be here. Hip hop has been here for a long time. The one thing I do want to talk about when it comes to hip hop is we don't have this official face anymore. We don't have this pure identity that I am used to having with hip hop. And a lot of that has to do with the conversations that have been going on. I kind of understand a little bit of what Kendrick's doing right now. I think we need to get to the core of hip hop. We need to understand and love hip hop. We can't just like hip hop. Not saying that there's not going to be people that are casual listeners. That's always going to happen in any genre, but it feels like hip hop has become oversaturated with the casual listener that just wants to be on the right side of 30. Does that make sense to you? And we can't have that if we actually want to see hip hop continue to grow. I just want to see hip hop grow now. And I wanted to do a little, I don't know if you want to call it a rant or whatever the case may be, because I don't have context. I don't have these supporting theories or anything like that necessarily. I just think personally, and this is something I've thought about for a little while now, I think that we got to figure out hip hop. We got to figure out what we're doing with hip hop. We got to figure out how to embrace hip hop and make sure that the people that are coming in are truly embracing it. This is, again, a big reason why we are even having this conversation and why Kendrick went about things the way he did, for example. It has a lot to do with this exact problem. There's no identity in hip hop. Anyways, y'all, I'm gonna get